Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol,
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol,
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari
Hari
Bol,
Bol.
Hari Bol,
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Jai Gaura Hari Bol.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Prabhupada, 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 Jai Srila Prabhupada.
जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिवाजिकाचार्य स्तोत्र शिक्षम श्री अभय चरण अरविंद वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद महाराज की जय। श्रीमद् भागवतम महापुराण की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Om Namo
नमो
Bhagavate
भगवते
Vasudevaya.
वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं
नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
ततो जयमुदीरयेत्।
ततो जयमुदीरये।
नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु
नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु
नित्यं भागवत सेवया
नित्यं भागवत सेवया
भगवती उत्तम श्लोके
भगवते उत्तम श्लोके
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी।
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी।
Hare Krishna. So today we are reading from Srimad Bahgavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 3, entitled as Krishna is the source of all incarnations. Text number 37. Na chasya kaschin nipunena dhatu. Na chasya kaschin nipunena dhatu. Evati jantu kumani shruti. Evati jantu kumani shruti. नामानि रूपाणि मनोवाचोभिः। नामानि रूपाणि मनोवाचोभिः सन्तन्वतो नटचयाम इवीक्यः।
Santanvato Natachayamivakya.
So, translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Maharaj. Word to word translation: Na, not, cha, and asya of him, kaschit, anyone, nipunena, by dexterity, dhatuhu, of the creator, avaiti, can know, Jantu, the living being, Kumanisha, with a poor fund of knowledge, Puti, activities of the Lord, Namani, his names, Rupani, his forms, Manaha, Vachohi, by dint of mental speculation or deliverance of speeches, San, Santanvataha, displaying, Natacharyam, a dramatic action, Iva, like, Akyaha, the foolish. Translation. The foolish with a poor fund of knowledge cannot know the transcendental nature of the forms, names, and activities of the Lord, who is playing like an actor in a drama. Nor can they express such things neither in their speculations nor in their words. Purport. No one can properly describe the transcendental nature of the absolute truth. Therefore, it is said that he is beyond the expression of mind and speech. And yet, there are some men with a poor fund of knowledge who desire to understand the absolute truth by imperfect mental speculation and faulty description of his activities. To the layman, his activities, appearance and disappearance, his name, his forms, his paraphernalia, his personalities, and all things in relation with him are mysterious. There are two classes of materialists, namely the fruitive workers and the empiric philosophers. The fruitive workers have practically no information of the absolute truth, and the mental speculators, after being frustrated in fruitive activities, turn their faces towards the absolute truth and try to know him by mental speculation. And for all these men, the absolute truth is a mystery, as the jugglery of the magician is a mystery to children. Being deceived by the jugglery of the Supreme Being, the non-devotees who may be very dexterous in fruitive work and mental speculation are always in ignorance. With such limited knowledge, they are unable to penetrate into the mysterious region of transcendence. The mental speculators are a little more progressive than the gross materialists or the fruitive workers. But because they are also within the grip of illusion, they take it for granted that anything which has form, a name, and activity is but a product of material energy. For them, the Supreme Spirit is formless, nameless, and inactive. And because such mental speculators equalize the transcendental name and form of the Lord with mundane names and form, they are in fact in ignorance. With such a poor fund of knowledge, there is no access to the real nature of the Supreme Being. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, the Lord is always in a transcendental position, even when he is within the material world. But ignorant men consider the Lord one of the great personalities of the world, and thus they are misled by the illusory energy. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjan Shalakya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manoabhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Sapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shatapad Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavacham Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitancham He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामीति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे Hare Krishna everyone. So welcome to Sunday program and today's Bhagavatam class. You can see there are 23 people joining in, even though we have holiday period, but it's good that we have 20 plus friends joining today's program. We are all very fortunate to take part in this Sunday program. So today's verse, I will read translation once again. Is text number 37 of chapter 3 of chapter 1. Translation is the foolish with poor fund of knowledge cannot know the transcendental nature of the forms, names, and activities of the Lord, who is playing like an actor in a drama, nor can they express such things, neither in their speculations nor in their words. So we discussed last week about the, Amoga Leela, the nature of Lord, the spotless activities of the Lord. So even though Lord activities are spotless, transcendental, but still there are people, majority of them are not able to understand. So those aspects have been described in this particular verse, and particularly verse number 36, 37, and 38 of this chapter is giving us information how to know the Lord and describe about his qualities. So these are the three verses pertaining to that aspect. So we will see, we will discuss today how it is possible that even though the Lord's activities are spotless, it's transcendental, still people are not able to understand him. We see a lot of people even trying to find fault in Lord as well, in God as well. They are so much bewildered. The knowledge is stolen by the illusory energy, Maya Prita Jnana. They try to find fault within God. And this is all happening because of their bewilderment due to material nature. We are all under the influence of three modes of material nature, and that way jivas, they get bewildered. So today's verse is about if you see the very starting of this purport, Prabhupada is saying no one can properly describe the transcendental nature of absolute truth. Therefore, it is said that he is beyond the expression of mind and speech. So we can see also from the reference of Bhagavad Gita, where I think it is in chapter 10. Yeah, chapter 10, verse number 2, where Lord is saying, Name Vidu Surgana, Prabhavam Namaharshaya. So there Lord says that neither the demigods nor the great sages actually know my transcendental nature. In all respect, I am the source of the demigods and sages even. So even the great, demigods and sages, they are not able to understand fully the transcendental nature of the Lord. Just like we see the example of from this Krishna's pastime, Lord Brahma, greatest personality, he also got bewildered when Krishna was killing a lot of demons when he was even little boy, and at the same time he was also sharing food with the cowherd boys when they were going out to graze the cows and calves. Krishna was just eating from the plates of all the cowherd boys as well. So even Lord Brahma, he got bewildered that how can he be supreme Lord, supreme person, whom I pray like Govindam Adik Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. This boy cannot be supreme personality of Godhead because he is even eating from the plates of the cowherd boys. But that was because of love and affection. Krishna, out of love and affection, he's sharing, foodstuffs from the plate of the cowherd boys. But Lord Brahma, even he got bewildered. So he actually tried to test Lord out of bewilderment. And what he did, he stole all the calves and cowherd boys. But Krishna, he expanded himself in those many, calves and cowherd boys, and all the inhabitants of Vrindavan. They were thinking that these are their own son and those calves, but actually it was Krishna who had expanded himself in those many numbers of cowherd boys and calves. Then Lord Brahma realized that actually he's the supreme personality of Godhead, and then he did all the prayers, etc. Similarly, we also see Indradev. He also got bewildered, that who is this boy who stopped all these, offerings which inhabitants of Vrindavan, Brajvasis, they used to do, like yearly offering to Indradeva. Then what he did, he sent all these, torrential rain, Samanta, cloud, etc., heavy torrential rain for 7 days and night. And in fact, to the point he was trying to use his weapon, which is Indravajra. It's a very strong weapon, thunderbolt. But ultimately he realized that, oh, this is wrong. Actually, he is the supreme personality of God, and he, started praying, offering, and showing his repentance. But that is, again, we can see this is the difference between demons and the demigods. Demigods, even if they make some mistake, they realize it. Unlike demons, they will never, just like, Ravana or Kansa, they never accepted, the supremacy of the Lord. Whereas demigods, even if they make some mistake, they realize it and they correct their mistake. That is the difference we can see between demons and demigods as well. So the point is that it is not possible to understand the transcendental nature of the Lord, even for the great, sages and demigods. As Krishna says in chapter 10 as well, which I just quoted, Nama Vidu Suragrana. So even it is not possible for demigods and sages to fully understand the transcendental nature of the Lord. Now the another class like yogis, with their mystic power, they, after a lot of penances and their meditation, they may acquire various degrees of mystic power, so much so that they can move at the speed of mind. Speed of mind is fastest thing you can even conceive. The speed of light, is like 300,000 kilometer per second, but speed of mind is even much faster than speed of light. Sitting here, I can just think that I am, in Australia. Within a fraction of a second, my mind travels to Australia. I can even think that I am, planet Mars. I'm on planet Mars within fraction of a second. So even with that speed, yogis, they can physically travel themselves at the speed of mind, but they cannot catch Lord. This, with that much mystic power. Whereas we see that Yashoda, Mother Yashoda, she was not able to catch hold of Lord, but even, he was tied with the rope. So that is because of love and devotion. That way only Lord is attainable. Bhaktya Mam Abhijanati. So with only love and devotion, one can understand the transcendental nature of Lord. So here in the few initial lines, that is the kind of introductory portion of this purport, where Prabhupada is putting this context that it is not possible to understand the absolute truth or absolute nature of the Lord, who is beyond the expression of mind and speech. And then what he's saying, then yet there are some men with a poor fund of knowledge who desire to understand the absolute truth by imperfect mental speculation and faulty understanding. So, we see this kind of argument. Oh, can you show me God? If there is God, then he should be present in front of me. That they think that like Lord is their order carrier. That they say, oh, I want to see God, and God will present in front of that person. We must have some qualification, and in this present form, our senses are limited. The material senses have got 4 flaws mainly. That they are imperfect in nature, they get illusioned, and we have a propensity to make mistakes and propensity to cheat. These are the 5 flaws in our material senses. And with these senses, we try to understand or see God, which is not possible. Just for example, say our eyes. We cannot see something which is very small or something which is very far away. Say, for example, these eyelashes we cannot see. We cannot see the small bacteria and viruses, but they do exist. So just saying that since I don't see these objects, so I don't believe that they exist, that is not very intelligent, thought process. So seeing that only I will believe when I see it. So there are so many things which we can't see, but still they exist, right? So any intelligent person will not put forward this argument. So for even neophytes, suppose if you take example of say mathematics. So somebody who is at like year 4 or year 5 level doesn't know anything about calculus, and if somebody tries to explain or say that there is deep mathematical calculation, you can have differential calculus, integral calculation, so many differential calculus equation, etc. That person is going to say, this is all bogus, this is doesn't exist. These guys are saying making this integral sign, saying this is integration, but actually it is s, and they do not even know how to write letter s. Those with mathematical background probably can understand what I'm trying to explain here. So the thing is that if with our limited knowledge we are not able to understand something which is like much at higher platform, it doesn't mean that that concept of things does not exist. So this is the flaw when we try to understand Lord with our imperfect senses, that we will never be able to perceive. Even say, for example, the hearing, we can only hear certain range, like 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. Beyond that range, we can't hear. But like dogs and cats, etc., they can hear beyond these ranges as well, whereas we cannot, because our senses are limited in that way. So eyes, even smell. A dog can smell, things, objects which are like, several meters, maybe kilometers away, but we cannot. So in that way, our senses are even not as advanced as that of a dog. So these are few examples of our limited senses. So even things which are there in this material world, we cannot perceive through our material senses. Then what is to be, what we can say about something which is transcendental, beyond this material world? So Lord is beyond this material world, and then if we try to understand Lord through our limited senses, then it is not possible. This is the reason why in Shastras there is one name also given to Lord as Adhokshaja. Adhokshaja. So Adhokshaja means something who is beyond the material perception or perception of material senses. Adhokshaja, beyond our material senses. We cannot perceive Lord through our material senses. And how that is, then how to know and understand God, that is given in the next verse, which we can discuss in the next week as well. First, today we will focus on this text only. So even if it is not possible for great sages and demigods to understand God, then what we can think of ordinary person. Another thing we can see that similar thing is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita again, where Lord says, Naham prakasa sarvasya yog maya samvita, that I am not visible or not manifest to everyone, because I am covered by my internal potency, yog maya samavita. So even when Lord Krishna himself was present on this planet Earth some 5,000 years ago, not everyone knew or understood Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Only few people like Pandavas, Bhishma Deva, etc. They knew that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Others like Yudhishthira, Duryodhana and Kauravas and others, Shishupal, etc. They never understood that way. In fact, when Krishna visited the court of this Dhritarashtra to have some kind of peace agreement done between Pandavas and Kauravas, Duryodhana tried to capture Lord Shri Krishna. He thought that this person is just a cowherd boy. So the point is that it is not possible for everyone to understand Lord as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because he is not manifest to everyone. It is not that easy. And that comes only through devotion. Bhaktya mam abhijanati. Without having this devotional aspect, bhakti, it is not possible to understand Lord. Prabhupada further explains that there are two kinds of materialists. The one karmis on the one category, and another is jnanis. So karmis are like, they are always involved in some kind of activity and try to enjoy fruits of their labor. So in that way, they are also called, mudha. Mudha means foolish person. Foolish person, why? Because they have been given this opportunity of human body, and with human body, they're just working like, donkey. Mudha in Sanskrit, Mudha is, the meaning of Mudha is donkey as well, and foolish person. So just working like an animal on animal platform, like just like for material aspect of this material body, they are busy in that one, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. So only 4 things in that way, and they are very busy. They even do not know why they are working. Always, busy, doing something, and trying to enjoy the fruit of their labor. In that way, they are destroying or losing the opportunity which is given to them in the form of human body. The purpose of human body is something, beyond this animalistic propensity, something beyond which is above the animal platform. Only this in the human body, we have got this intelligence or some higher consciousness whereby we can inquire what is the purpose of life. As it is said in Shastra, Thato Brahma Jigyasa, which is not possible for animals. But the karmis, they destroy that opportunity, just working like an animal. On the other side, jnanis. So once these karmis, sometimes they get frustrated because this material world has been designed like that, dukhalayam ashashvatam. So they get frustrated. I'm working so hard, but still I don't get enjoyment. Padam vipadam. Every time, there is some difficulty coming in my way. I want to enjoy this material world like this, like that, but I don't get that enjoyment. So why all these things are happening? So sometimes they get frustrated as well. And then they try to understand the supreme nature of Lord, who is the creator, etc., but through their limited or poor fund of knowledge. though they are slightly progressive as compared to karmis, but still there is no bhakti involved there. They try to understand through their own mental speculation, and at the most they can understand is, as Prabhupada is saying here, that for them the Supreme Spirit is formless, nameless, and inactive. That Nirakar Brahma kind of thing. So at the most they can go up to that level, but still they are not able to understand Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Lord as person. That can be only understood through devotion, through devotional service. As we have seen in the previous chapter as well, the three level of relation of Lord. That one is at what you call Brahma Jyoti level, the effulgence coming out from the Lord's transcendental body, and then localized aspect of Paramatma, super soul, which is sitting in everyone's heart. And then third is actually the Supreme Personality of Godhead as a person himself. And that is the ultimate realization. And that realization is possible only through devotional service. And then towards the concluding portion of this purport, Prabhupada is again saying that Lord is always in a transcendental position, even when he is within the material world. But ignorant men consider the Lord one of the great personalities of the world, and thus they are misled by the illusory energy. So, Avajananti mama mudha manushim tanumashritam. Krishna says again in Bhagavad Gita as well, that fools that deride me when I come on this planet, as in human form, when he takes this avatar incarnation, fools, they think, oh, it's just like some ordinary person just like us, or maybe some powerful person, some special person, but still human being. So that's why Krishna says avajananti mam mudha. Again, the word used here is mudha, foolish. The foolish that deride the transcendental nature of Lord when he descends in the human form, and they do not know the transcendental nature of the Supreme Lord, that he is the cause of all causes. But devotees, they know that there is no difference, the Lord taking incarnation and Lord himself. And it is not that when Lord has descended to this world in the form of incarnation, he is under the impact of illusory energy or Maya. No, that is not true, because Lord, he is the Lord of illusory energy as well. So illusory energy cannot act on Lord. Like, unlike us, we are under the spell of illusory energy, but Lord is not. So example, we can see that, a king may visit, a prison house. Does it mean that king has become a prisoner? He may visit prison house to see that everything is in order, the arrangements are there properly done. Those who are responsible to manage affairs of that prison house, they are taking, things, administrative work properly, etc. He may visit or give some instruction, but that doesn't mean the king has become prisoner just because he is visiting prison house. So similarly, Lord descending on this planet doesn't mean that he is also like us and has got influence of material energy on him. No, that is not possible. And this is the difference we must understand. So this is the transcendental nature of Lord. So why people do get bewildered is because we are under the influence of material energy, and through our material senses we won't be able to understand Lord. And for that, the process is to approach a Guru, take instructions from Guru, and follow the path of bhakti. Then only we will be able to understand Lord. As it is said, Bhaktya Mama Vijanati, which is further explained in the next verse, which we will discuss next week. So this is all I wanted to cover about this shloka today. And I will stop here. If anybody has got any question, then please feel free to ask. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, very beautiful topic. Thank you for bringing this particular verse and enlightening us today with this particular verse. One thing which I would like to say is that, in the initial part, you talked about the difference between the demons and the demigod, where the demigod, even if they make mistake, they realize that they have made a particular mistake. And the demons, like Ravana, as you stated, that he did, even though he made the mistake, he did not realize it. But isn't it true with us all also, that because of our ego and our materialistic senses, that we do not accept our senses? It happens to us as well, isn't it? Meaning, it happens with me as well, meaning we don't easily accept our mistakes, Prabhu. So what is the right way to go to think about in this particular way? Because this is present with all of us, where we make a mistake, but we don't realize, and we don't, even if we realize, it's too late, or we don't accept our mistake, but we continue with doing the mistakes. Thank you, Prabhu.
So as it is said, to err is human, right? Everybody makes mistake. But the demonic propensity is that even after realizing that there is a mistake, they won't accept it, right? And in Kali Yuga, generally, it is both demonic and divine quality will be the same person. Unlike in previous yugas, like in Satyuga, demons and demigods or demonic and divine qualities, these persons were not on the same planet. But in Kali Yuga, it is within same person. So yes, the thing is first to this is actually humbleness. With humility, we must accept our mistakes. If somebody is correcting, then we must accept our mistake. Just like we can see from this Bhagavad Gita as well. In the very starting, when Arjuna accepted Lord as Shishyateham Shadimam Tvam Prapannam, accepted Lord as his spiritual master. He got chastisement initially, even Asochwan Tvam Pragyat Vadasi Bhasase Gatasun Na Anusochanti Pandita. He was putting so many arguments based on ethics, moral code of conducts, on religious principles, etc., not to fight. So he was behaving like a learned scholar, like Pandita. But Krishna is saying that you are lamenting for something which is not lamentable. So you are actually not Pandita, you are not scholar, you are fool number one. Is what he got, that just Krishna chastised him. But what is the response? It is not that Arjuna is saying, no, you're not correct, this and that. Arjuna accepted his fault and said, now you instruct me so that I can correct my mistake and then follow the path as guided by you. So this is the thing. So we must pray to the Lord, and with that humble state of mind, once we chant, take blessing of the senior devotees as well, other devotees, Vaishnava, then we will be able to overcome with these kind of propensities. But it will be there. Just like, Prabhupada gives one example that all these, things are like, so suppose there is an electric fan, and if you power it off, suppose it was moving and you power it off, still due to inertia, for some time it will keep on moving, right? It will move. It will take some time before it completely stops. So even if somebody is doing all these devotional practice, etc., still, bad things may come in the mind. Some of the bad habits might be there. But with the process, it will slowly die down. But there is one condition. And what is that condition? That you never, you don't repeat those things again knowingly. And that is equivalent to switching that electric fan on again. If you supply power to that fan again, it will start moving again. So that is the thing which you need to do, that accepting the mistake and then switching that off, and then don't switch it on. And just follow the process and things will settle down. Okay?
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for your explanation.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for lovely class. It was really nice. I think Panchali Mataji has got a question. Mataji, can you unmute yourself and ask question, please?
Yes, Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for the wonderful class. Please accept my humble obeisances. Hare Krishna. So, Prabhuji, my question is also around demigods. It's mentioned that even demigods and yogis, they do not understand me. It's only through bhakti that I'm understood. So then are we to assume that the demigods don't have bhakti? Do we not automatically assume that the demigods have bhakti and that is the reason they are demigods? Or is it only some demigods have bhakti and the others don't?
So they are all devotees of Krishna. There is no doubt about it. But the point is that nobody can claim that, yes, I've understood Lord completely, and there is nothing more, beyond this to be understood. Because Lord is limitless. So this is the point. Even like Lord Brahma, he got all these knowledge in his heart by, from Lord Krishna.
Yeah.
And all he's praying that, this Govindam Adi Purusham, he's saying that Sarv Karan Karanam. He knows everything. But still he gets bewildered here because Lord is limitless. So the moment we try to put our own arguments, etc., that how he can be Lord, because he is playing with all these cowherd boys, he is eating from their plate, so he cannot be Supreme Lord. So that kind of bewilderment will be there. But the thing is, he is the great personality, great devotee. So that is why he is able to understand it as well, that he made a mistake. So that point I was trying to say. So yes, demigods are definitely, they are the devotees of the Lord, but the thing is that even they cannot claim that they understand Lord completely. Like Lord Anant Shesha, with his millions of mouth, he's been praising the Lord, but since time immemorial, but still he's not able to complete it. Right? He cannot claim that he has done described all the qualities of Lord. He is limitless, Anant. So that is the point, that nobody can claim that, yes, I've understood Lord completely and that's it.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. I understand. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna, Prabhuji. After this, Dhanlakshmi Mataji wants to ask a question. Dhanlakshmi Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. It was very good class. I think both spiritual with the technical proof really helps stand more towards it. And I have one query, Prabhu. I understood Brahma's quotation, and from the demigod's perspective, yes, there are where they even think that Krishna is a normal human being, and they stood and corrected within a short while. And demons, yes, they didn't understand. They till death they were seeing him as a normal person. I want to feel this from Ma Yashoda's perspective and Nanda Maharaj's perspective, Prabhu. From Ma Yashoda's shoes, like if like Krishna comes up with a series of complaints, and times he's been told as thief, sometimes he's been told as so naughty. So the still feels that him as a normal son. So is she should she be angry? Should she be king or what? Or did she cry to any god? Did she pray to any him not naughty? What I want to understand more from Yashoda's perspective. This is the what is her situation and how she need to think about Krishna.
Okay. First of all, let me clarify one thing. Probably I was not clear enough. That's why these questions are coming. The demigods, they understand Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead, but they are getting bewildered when he's taking, incarnation and coming on this planet Earth. That is this person same person, supreme personality of Godhead or something else? So there they are getting bewildered. Okay, they don't have this misconception that whether Krishna is supreme personality of Godhead or not. They don't have that kind of confusion. But when he is taking incarnation, then sometimes they get bewildered. Okay. Now coming to this point of Mother Yashoda. So Mother Yashoda, actually, she is there as in Vatsalya Bhav. Vatsalya, like, a relationship between parent and child. So again, Krishna creates this Yog Maya there, that covering, so that Mother Yashoda forgets everything and treats Lord as her own child, and in that way she will be able to express her motherly love. Otherwise, if you always consider this boy as a supreme personality of Godhead, then you will always be in awe and reverence, right? And you may not be able to express your motherly love. So it won't be possible for Nand Maharaj or Mother Yashoda to express their, like parental care. You care for someone whom you think that probably that person is needing my care, right? But supreme personality of God, he doesn't need anybody's care, right? He is Atmaram, he's self-sufficient. Then what is the point, trying to, make various arrangements which you would be doing for a little boy? For a special purpose, Krishna is there as their child, because this is what they wanted as well, and obviously Krishna also wanted to grant them that situation where they can express their parental love and care towards Krishna. So they are not bewildered in that sense, because their purpose is to serve Krishna again, but as a parent. And what was your second part? I think you asked whether Mother Yashoda prayed to demigods or something. I think you were asking that part as well. Could you repeat that part?
I'm to cherish the situation where, yes, we are all thinking about Krishna Leela, many Leelas, many pastime, which the moment we think of it, we feel happy. I'm trying to think from Yashoda Mataji's perspective. So there are some areas where I feel, yes, Krishna gets complained. What would Yashoda Mataji do at that time? What she would have done? And receiving complaints from various Brajavasis constantly. Will she be angry on the? Will she be crying, or will she be doing any more prayers, or will she be kind of daunting Krishna? I'm trying. Probably a bit strange, but this comes up in the early morning to me. I don't know what is her view.
She gets angry on Krishna as well, on his mischievous activities, and that is the very natural for a parent. All these Damodar Leela, when you see that Krishna is bound by the rope, what is that? She's angry as well, but that anger is coming out of that love and affection for that child. That this child is so mischievous, he is going to create some further havoc. So let me just give some punishment, and Krishna is enjoying that because it is coming from a pure devotee. So that is why Krishna is also called Bhakt Vatsala. He is also under the grip of his devotees. With devotion, Krishna can be captured. But all these yogis and all, as we were discussing earlier, with so many mystic power, they cannot get hold of Krishna. But out of love and devotion, Mother Yashoda was able to get hold of Krishna, and also she was able to tie him up. So yes, she would get angry as well on Krishna, but that is not on a material platform. It is transcendental.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Both Yashoda and Nand Maharaj, they were great devotees in their previous lives as well. And they were granted this boon that Krishna will appear as their, son. So very, very exalted
Thank you.
position.
Hare
Okay.
Krishna. I don't think I can see any more questions, but if any devotees have got any questions, please go ahead and ask.
Okay, I think we don't have any.
No. Any questions? Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much all for joining today's session. So, Granth Srimad Bahgavatam Mahapuran ki jai.
Jai.
Guru Shishila Prabhupada Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
Ram Nrsimha Prabhuji, jai.
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 Our this to you, Prabhuji. Thank you
Is
so
there
much.
any announcement, Mataji?
Actually, the allotment once is still on. If anyone wants to go and help, please put the name on that form which is there on the chat. Apart from that, Mangalati team, can you please stay behind and everyone else can leave? Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha
Patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namo. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. Lovely class. Thank you, Sukhava Mataji, for arranging. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, so thank you so much, everyone. Only one request to everybody, please, can you put your names as soon as possible on the list, because yesterday till 10 o'clock I was struggling to get the people in. And thank you to Chaitanya Prabhu getting in last minute for helping with Mangalati and the Savanam Prabhu for Premadwani. Thank you. But this is really stressful. So it will be ideal if everybody can put their names up.
Yeah,
Is it all right?
Mataji, for next 2 weeks, I think if anything is empty slots, just add my name. I can do that. I can.
Oh, thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
That's very kind of you. I know Dipshika Mataji said the same thing that I can put, but it's better everybody puts their effort in as well, because there are loads of people. Why only some people has to do everything, isn't it? That's what I'm trying to help out with everybody, that please take advantage. Like it's better, like, today with Nrsimha prayer, last minute somebody chips in, but before that they could have said their name. I could have put their name up as well. It's like going to everybody, the group is not taking up the responsibility. The core leaders are not taking responsibility. It's going to the generally people, and then people wants to do this and do that. So I'll just a request if everybody can do that. Thank you so much. Apart from that, it was really nice. And sorry for forgetting Puja translation. I was doing the Aarti and that, it gets stressful. So sorry about that. But yeah, thank you for reminding, Prabhuji.
Actually, Guru Puja isn't my name, Mataji. So I prepare for Guru Puja, Guru Arati and Tulsi Arati together.
I know, I didn't wanted you to do two things, Mataji. You helped with Tulsi Aarti. They were so good. Thank you so much.
No problem. Anyway, we used to do every day, so it's not it's a big thing.
No, thank you so much. Has anyone else got anything to say today? Any other help or any other improvement we need to do or anything, please let us know. Apart from that, otherwise we can go. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a nice day, everyone.
Hare Krishna.